I just saw something on the internet that troubled me. This Me Too times up thing is really getting out of hand. In another video, I'm probably gonna make a, the origins of the Me Too and the Times Up movement. But for right now, I just had to get this off my chest. I saw that it's bad enough that what I saw on TV and on the internet that a few women are going after James Franco with these sexual misconduct allegations, even though they coincidentally brought them up when the man was winning the Golden Globe for the Disaster Artist. That's one thing. Instead, of them bring that up before that. These women brought up just after the man won, which kind of makes me wonder that if he didn't win, well, would they brought it up? I don't understand that. Why would you bring up somebody sexual past history, whatever, of doing something wrong up at the time when he was being celebrated to win? Why don't you just bring it up before that happens? What was the agenda? I mean, it makes no sense to me. Why do that? Why do that? It makes no sense. No sense at all. To me, I think it's agenda, but like I said, it makes no sense to me. I think it's not right for them to do such a thing. It's just dumb beyond dumb. I mean, they tried to do that mess, I think, last year with Casey Affleck for Manchester by the Sea. They said that he sexually assaulted somebody or something. I totally forgot about that. But I know it's something bad and something that's practically criminal. So rather than saying that before he was Oscar nominated and won the Oscar, by the way, they gonna say it after he won to remind the world that what he did was a crime. They even did that to poor Gary Oldman. Now, mind you, he didn't do any sexual misconduct or anything, but he was known to beat on his wife, in which I found out later that it went both ways. It was like mutual domestic abuse. He beat on her, she beat on him, but in the end of the situation, he eventually got the kids, custody of his children from that, I believe. But they tried to, ruin his shine in the Golden Globes when he won for playing. He played Winston Churchill or something. I forgot, but he won the award on the Golden Globes too, and they tried to snub him out as well. I mean, this Me Too agenda is coming really out of hand because that's what it is, an agenda. I can't really say fully what the true agenda is, but you can look at the coincidences in time and realize that this is nothing more but an agenda. But the one that makes me mad the most, the one that really makes me heated the most, is when they trying to go after poor Stan Lee. Stan Lee is is past his 90s. Stan Lee is like a few years away from reaching 100, I believe. Or if he's not, he's damn near close. Stan Lee got practically probably one foot in the grave and one arm in the grave, but still going strong like the elderly person that we wish we could grow up to be. He's technically the godfather of all things Marvel right now that we see on television. Yet, somehow, they try to accuse him of sexual misconduct. I just watched this website called Watch Mojo. I need to read up further on the internet, but from what Watch Mojo pointed out, they said that Stan Lee was sexually saying suggested things to a bunch of nurses at a hospital. Are you? I'm trying not to cuss because YouTube and their weird policy. Are you kidding me? This man is over 90. He's technically at the age that he should be here. He should have dementia. or Alzheimer's, but he doesn't. Now, let me remind you that if he did have dementia, Alzheimer's, and was talking like a 30-year-old Nadario, would you have let him slide with that? Would you ignore his sexual advances or let him slide with that? Yes, they would have, because he had a condition. But because he don't have a condition, they want to point that out in the media and try to crucify a man that's past 90. My mother was a nurse before she retired. She told me she been hit on by a lot of guys because my mother, not trying to brag, is pretty attractive and not model attractive, but let's just say right now men will literally fight for her. Attractive. So and she said she been hit on by a lot of old men. A lot of lecherous old men. Matter of fact, my mother retired last year. She got hit on 3 months before she retired. So that should tell you something. But the thing is, my mother said she ignored it because she said it wasn't a big deal. She said, so as long as they don't touch you, it wasn't a big deal. Stan Lee didn't touch any of those women. All he just did is say a few sex stuff that could be easily ignored and brushed off from a dotty old delusional man. It's not that hard to do. Nurses and techs in a hospital are trained to ignore their patients and get the job done. Sometimes they listen to them on the more key points, but other times they just ignore their other babble. Because that's what they do. So like I said, it makes no sense for these women to actually pay attention to what Stan Lee said and take it way out of context. The man is old. He's practically your grandfather's age. And I bet you your grandfather will probably do the same daggone thing. The same thing that he did. And I bet you right now that if one of those women tries to sue your grandfather, you ready to cut that damn woman. I promise you that. You ready to beat this woman down, cut this woman, and slice her up because guess what? She's disrespecting your grandpa. By trying to make him into some kind of monster. It's the inner granddaughter in you that want to protect your family. And I think it's ridiculous that these women are actually going out here and trying to do this to this man, who's almost 100, by the way. And I know I'm going to get some flack from this. And I know people go look at me and say, oh, how dare you say that? But I don't give 10 craps. It's like this. If you are one of the women that reported that man, Stan Lee, for sexual misconduct, there's a special place in hell for you. Okay? I'm dead serious. There's a special place in hell for you. For reporting a 95-year-old man for something you could easily ignore. It's a special place in hell for you for doing that simply because you know you're doing it for fame, money, and agenda. You're not doing this because what's right or wrong. You're doing it for fame and agenda. So this is a special place in hell for you for putting all this stress into this man. This man is 95, or well, I don't know he's 95, but he's definitely over 90. That I know for a fact. I can Google check this right now, but I promise you this. I know the man's over 90, okay? So I'm going to keep it at that. His health, he shouldn't be putting this much stress at 80, let alone over 90. So this is 2018 right now. And this type of stress of sexual harassment is stressing out younger people. Like James Franco that I mentioned and other young, who else? I can't, James Franco, they tried to hit Jeremy Piven with it, and, well, Dustin Hoffman's pretty old, so that don't count. But my point is, I'm trying to make right now is that Stan Lee is the oldest of all the men out here that's been criticized for sexual misconduct. Even older than Bill Cosby, who is the second oldest. So that being said, Stan Lee is at an age right now that if you look at him, I mean, if you hard look at him for a good 20 minutes, that man will have a heart attack and die. That's how much frail that he is. How much anything could easily kill him. You know? And these women going out here and reporting this, and you know the media is going to term him some kind of perverted bully. And the media people and the judgmental people are the bullies themselves. Yes, they bigger bullies than the bullies that bullies your kids or your little brother or your little cousin in school. And like I said, I don't feel sorry. Like I said, I don't feel sorry for these women because they opportunists. Because like I said, you don't have to pay in money anymore. You could pay in fame, recognition, anything. And Stan Lee, they shouldn't do this to that man. I hope and pray to the Heavenly Father above us that that Marvel don't go out and try to stop the Stan Lee cameos in all their movies, because you know Avengers 1 and 2 is coming out and Black Panther, and obviously he's gonna have a cameo in all those movies eventually. And I hope that didn't stop just because this sexual misconduct crap from a 90-plus-year-old man that is too old to even get an erection, let alone try to get some kind of sexual rouse off of a woman. I mean, Stan Lee is probably at the age right now that even Viagra wouldn't work for him. Actually, he is at the age that Viagra wouldn't work for him. Because 3 hits and he's done. He's dead. And these women want to try to sexually misconduct him. It's not right. It's just not right. I mean, come on. If y'all have any respect for elderly people, y'all have to realize that whatever they say, that's it. Just let it go. Ignore it. Let's put it like this. If an 80-year-old person walks up to you, I mean, I'm a black man. I'm African American, by the way. If an 80-year-old man or 89-year-old man walks up to me right now and call me the N-word, I have the right mind. I'm in my right mind to punch the dust out that man. But I won't. I'm going to say, listen, old man, watch your tone, okay? Because if you don't, I'm going to get my uncle who's around the same age as you and let him knock the dust out of you. And my uncle would have, I promise you, because he's at that age right now. Because if I lay a hand on him, I'm going to kill him. And I mean, I want to now keep in mind, I just gave him a warning. Now, that's just me in a bad day. But in my good mood day, I'll probably just ignore it. And just be like, whatever. You're going to die soon. Have fun in hell. That's what I would say if I'm on my good days. In my bad day, I would threaten him. But I would never, ever lay my hand on an old person. Because, again, I respect his age, not him. So, you know, he got one foot in the grave. He's going to die soon. Heck, I could yell at him real hard and he'll have a heart attack. So why would I want to punch him for calling me the N-word? The point I'm trying to make right with this analogy is the fact is that these women could easily ignore Stan Lee's advances. They didn't. They put it out on the news, and now the news is taken out of context to try to ruin a great man. You don't see me trying to run out here and tell you or post on social media that this old white 80-year-old man called me the N-word. Exactly. So it's not a big deal to me. It's not something that should be posted unless you're trying to get views. I was trying to get views. I didn't care less. But these women want to put this on the media because they want to get some kind of fame. You know, not a single one of those women actually mentioned their names. They mentioned the hospital, but not their names. I really hate this world. I really do. I mean, everybody takes everything out of context. The MeTOO movement is bringing people apart. It's not unifying people. It's only unifying women, but it's bringing everybody else apart. Because now everybody is scared that it could happened to them. The Me Too and the Time's Up movement is technically a gun. Everybody know how a gun is. Everybody know a gun can be used for anybody. Anybody can use a gun. Good people can use it to protect other people, like the police. Bad people can use it to rob people, like criminals and thugs and whatever. Good people can use it. Bad people can use it. But either way, anyone can use it to bring down another person. And that's how these Me Too and Time Up movement is. They are meant to bring down not just the bad people, but the good people too. And then these people have relatives who carries the same last name, and these relatives will either disown them or support them. Either way, it's just a whole new chapter and ramifications of what will happen if you're willing to go the distance. Now, I'm not saying that you should keep your mouth shut. If the person commit a crime, you hear me again, if he or she commit a crime, you are entitled to report them and get them locked up with your proper authorities in your local area. But if it's a simple thing that can be easily ignored, turn away, or just brush off, like you've been doing for the last 25, 30 years of your life, or younger, or before that, just do it. Okay? So as long as this person doesn't actually put your hands on you, which is technically a crime, you are okay. Words can't be ignored. They have the right to say whatever they want to say through the Fifth Amendment, I think. Just like you do as well. So why make a fuss about people saying stupid things? I mean, true, you might be able to rat them out and make yourself look good, but after all this, you're going to make yourself look bad because nobody now is not going to trust you, because you're that type of person that will rat people out for no reason, for fame. So people are not going to trust you, ever. And this is it for this video. If you agree to what I say and think that this Me Too and Time Up movement needs to go away forever, leave your comments below. Like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification button. I know I've been saying this a lot, but I haven't had much time to do it. But if I do get my Patreon, my PayPal set up, I need y'all to donate for me. Appreciate it. And I'm about to start making start a few content on sites like Minds and Patreon, because unlike YouTube, these two sites are allowed to let me be me. And trust me, when that happens, y'all gonna feel the thunder in my voice. But right now I gotta keep it PG and G rated for YouTube. Anyway, if you have any love for me, just leave your comments and subscribe and everything. I appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.